right, welcome back to Waste Some Time with Jason Green. I am Jason Green. At least I was the last time I checked. I'm glad to be here. It's Wednesday. Here we are again. Boy, Wednesday comes around awfully fast, and we got a little bit of a different show today. My good friend Oz Fox is going to stop by. We think he's going to do his best to stop by. He is preparing for brain surgery. I often joke I'm preparing to perform brain surgery. Oz is actually on the receiving end, and he's a brave guy and he's a great guy. And I very rarely call anybody a friend, but Oz is a class act all around. We're going to talk to him for a little bit, and then Wednesday 13 is here, and he's going to come on as well. So I kind of call today's show Heaven and Hell, and we're going to get to it all right after this. Just wanna waste some time with you. Sometimes it seems too good to be true. Nobody out there can waste time with that. Okay, I first met Oz Fox. Oh, it had to be 2009, 2010, and he moved here to Las Vegas, and he became a guest with the band that I created and managed, the Sin City Sinners. And he was just so great. And a lot of people thought it was funny because Stryper is a Christian band. They're a heavy metal band, but happened to be Christian as well. And so, but he came to play with us, and we really hit it off. And really, I enjoyed Oz's company, and we would stay in touch. Well, at one point, I needed someone. One of the Sin City Sinners quit. He quit right before a 2-night stay in Mesquite, Nevada, and I needed somebody fast. Oz can learn songs fast. He knows a million songs, and Oz stepped in and did it. And ever since then, Oz has always been there to help me with sort of musical projects, and including Sin City Sinners. He came back, and we did a whole lot of shows together, traveled together. All kinds of things. And but in 2018, I actually performed with Oz on stage that evening. That night, Oz Fox had a seizure. None of us knew what was happening. I actually told my friend at the time, I told Oz, I'll meet you. I'll stay until the end. The last song we were going to play was Fight for Your Right to Party. And I said, but if my friend gets here, I'm going to leave a little early. You can do without me. I left. Well, we played Fight for Right to Party early. I left. Oz finished the set, and the guys told me that he looked up into the spotlight and he fell. And we were incredibly worried. But luckily, the people at the Carnival Court at Harrah's here in Las Vegas acted fast, and he was able to get medical attention brought to the hospital. It was then discovered that he had 2 tumors in his head, one near his ear and one towards the back of his brain. It was interesting because I had to pay Oz for that gig, and he was going out of town, so he'd given me his wife's number to meet up with her. Well, it was a good thing he did. I was able to get a hold of her and get her down to the hospital. So life works in funny ways. It's a good thing Oz didn't get on that plane. I believe it was to either Japan or Australia, somewhere far. It's a good thing he didn't go, because if that would have happened on a plane, we probably wouldn't have had Oz around with us anymore. So he ultimately tried a lot of different treatments, experimental things. At the end of the day, he needed to have surgery, 2 surgeries to perform on his tumors. And so he was on this show, and you can see the interview where he describes it. He shows his CT scans and talks about the procedures that he was going under. He's about to go under another one, I believe, tomorrow. Now, I'm trying to give some privacy to Oz. He'll talk about what he wants to talk about when he gets here, which hopefully will be in a little bit. I didn't want to pressure Oz, but I did want to do something to help. So there's a T-shirt, and it's a really cool T-shirt that Stryper will sell at their shows, but also you can get it online right now. Listen, I've said it a million times. Medical in this country is not the best. Here's the shirt. I think it's really cool. You can order one online right now. The shirt costs $30. It'll ship the first week of June. Now, in the event that you'd like to donate more, you can do that. It's $30 for the shirt, but you can donate what you have. So you can donate 50, 100, 1,000, I don't know, whatever. I'm putting the link in the comments. It's also in the description right now. I told Oz I'm going to sell 100 of these shirts tonight because if I could help contribute to make Matt Thorne the #1 instrumental bass funk fusion record in all of Burbank, the least I could do is sell 100 of these very cool Oz Fox t-shirts. They're collectible, and it's a good way to give back. It's not a handout. You're getting something for your bucks. And I see a few people said they've already ordered them, which is great. And again, the money goes to a great cause. So I don't want this to be a sad occasion. Oz has got a lot on his mind. He's going to say hello and tell you a little bit about what he's dealing with, and we should all do our best to support. I certainly would hope that somebody would do the same for me. Should I need it, or should any of us? I think that's one thing about mankind or womankind that we forget. You never know. It sounds cliche to say life is short or you never know what's going to happen. It sounds cliche, but on that night in 2018, Oz Fox's life changed. It's a miracle, or whatever divine intervention, whatever you want to believe. That Oz got back on that stage with Stryper. I went to see him at the Whiskey, and we thought, well, this is it. It's his last show before surgery. He may never be able to play again. And he came back, and he came back again, and he toured the world again. And so this procedure that Oz is up against right now is supposed to be a little less invasive. And I believe that the tumor grew back a bit in a spot where they removed it, so it would be considered a regrowth. And they're going to go in there and they're going to fix it. It's the same team of doctors that he had last time. And Oz's goal is to get back on the road. So again, let's buy these shirts. Let's show Oz that we're good folks here and supportive, and let's buy one of these shirts. I'm going to buy one, and for some of the people who are nice enough to super chat, maybe I'll buy some of these for my friends like Scott. Thank you, Scott. And again, Wednesday is here, and so we'll see how long it takes Oz to come in. If not, Wednesday and I will chat a little bit. But it's sort of two separate thoughts. The things I want to discuss with Wednesday and the things I'm going to discuss with Oz are very different. So, but Oz said around 5-ish. Like I said, he's got a lot of last second things to do. He went and had his hair cut, and a lot on his mind. Oz is a braver person than most. Wednesday even said, boy, if I was getting ready for surgery, this is the last thing I would be thinking about doing. But that's the kind of guy Oz is. And I've mentioned on this show before, I had an ex-girlfriend who passed away, and tragic situation, obviously. And Oz performed at her funeral. It was more for her family, and they really appreciated it. Her father especially was a fan. And, they say death is for the living. And in that case, it sounds like a Wednesday song. But in that case, or death is for the living on a prayer, we'll work on it. We'll work on it Wednesday. Wednesday's getting ready to make a new album. So I'm trying to get as many suggestions, and he's taking notes right now as we can. But anyway, when Oz is the kind of guy who goes out of his way for other people. He always has been. He's really been a good friend. And for those who may be watching who are not religious, Oz is not a preaching type, and he's just a good guy all around. When we first started working with him, we thought, well, we better not curse in front of Oz, but that wasn't the case. Or no one should have a drink around Oz. Well, Oz likes to have a drink himself. And through Oz, I got to know the entire Stryper family, and they're all great guys, and they've all been on this show, and you can check out those interviews. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Again, Stryper is gearing up for an acoustic tour. It's called To Hell with the Amps, and Oz will not be able to do this tour He'll explain to us what they're doing. That's a little bit different, and we'll see. So at some point, I'll check my phone and see if maybe Oz is having trouble connecting. And in the meantime, uh, I can talk to Wednesday a little bit, and because he is standing by. So let's bring Wednesday in until Oz gets here. Wednesday, how are
You caught me playing with my toys.
you? Story of
I'm,
my life.
I've been caught red-handed. I thought since you're trying to sell these T-shirts, my brain went to work. Went, hey, how can we sell these shirts? We should have like a telethon.
Hmm.
So throughout our show, I'll have some of my toys pop up, and as if they're like selling that, like like this guy, like it's a telethon. So
So we're gonna have special guests from
yeah,
Wednesday's
yes, I
toys
picked
this
up
evening.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 guests and 8, including myself.
I like it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I said one day I was going to do a telethon. I was going to try to go on live for 24 hours and have different
Hmm.
people host different things. Uh, but it was a selfish cause just to get me to like a certain amount of subscribers. But this one we're dealing with is something much more serious. But
Yeah.
listen, until Oz gets here, we can still be jackasses. Wednesday, I got to tell you, I had
Hmm.
the most controversial guest in the history of the show on the other day.
Who was this?
Her name is Heather Leather.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't watch the entire thing. I watched a good portion of it, but I did see what happened. What was controversial? I
Well,
didn't notice anything too crazy.
yeah, well, she is an independent woman. She's what they would call an influencer. That word upsets people, but she has figured out how to make a living through
Hmm.
TikTok and Instagram. And she makes these really cool 80s videos where sometimes she might be washing the car or having some cherry pie. You get it. It's all tongue in cheek 80s.
Like those old posters, like at the mall.
Yeah, the
Yes.
old Spencer's posters at the mall,
Yeah.
and it's really fun, and it's slightly risque, but it's not adult stuff. There's no nudity that I've seen yet. I keep looking, and but she's a nice girl, and she's
Hmm.
built a very big following, 375,000 people on the TikTok,
Is that
and
good? Is that? I guess that's pretty good, right?
I think it's good. It's
Yeah.
good enough
I
to
don't
make
know
every night.
TikTok lingo. I don't know if it's like in a, in like that, like some sort of currency. Because like in other countries, some currency sounds like it's good, but it's not good.
No, I
Yeah.
think
I don't
it's
know.
good,
I don't know.
and I think that, and then she's got 175,000 on the Instagram, something like that. But people like her, and they're starting to hire her to host these gigs. And wouldn't you, if you're at the heavy metal concert, I think you would rather see an attractive young woman than a fat guy in cargo shorts, telling jokes that aren't funny, and not to name names. But you get what I'm saying. And so
I do.
some people here are liking her, but most of these people who are liking her are also, a lot of them are younger. Your fans are younger. Younger
Hmm.
people are willing to accept technology, change. The country is going to change. Sometimes I'm ashamed to be a middle aged white man because a lot of these middle aged white men, as you are as well, um,
I think we're actually past middle age, which
let's
you
not
want to feel
overdo it.
older. So we're going
No,
through a mid. Yeah.
no, we're elderly. No, I mean,
Yeah.
I like to say middle age, but no, I'm not going to live another 50
Yeah.
years. So we're seniors,
Yeah.
and we are
I'm
getting.
currently going through a mid-death crisis right now. I've figured this out.
Is that on the record? That's a great title.
I think that might be the album title. I don't know. Is it good?
I like it.
Yeah, that's kind of good. I had it
Write
wrote
it
down
down.
and I found it again today and I went, that's kind of a good title.
Yeah, I like that one. But so these people get mad. They don't like the idea that she can make money being beautiful or whatever, or just they feel like it's no work. But anyone in this industry can tell you it's a lot of work
It's
to.
work. It's picking out a t-shirt or picking out something to wear for this is
Mhm.
important because some of you guys will pick this apart. You'll be like, oh, look at that. He wore that shirt before. Oh, I wonder what pants he's wearing. Oh, it's like people are, you got to be prepared for this kind of stuff. So I'm looking for a shirt today. It's important. So I'm sure she's a girl. So it's going to take even longer.
Yeah,
No
no, no,
offense, but
I agree.
that's how you girls are. It's like it takes you hours to get ready.
Her
I'm
hair
halfway
is
there.
her hair is giant. And hold on. Wednesday should play the M3 Festival. Mike, thank you for the super chat. He should. The people, the powers that be in this world of, as they call it, hair metal, they have no idea that Wednesday, how well Wednesday would fit in with it. And they better start finding people like Wednesday because these bands that they're booking are getting older and older. If Wednesday and I are elderly, these people are one foot in the grave. Um, they we're running
Yeah.
out of bands. You and I grew up watching some of these bands, and some of them don't have any original members. Thank you,
This
Alex got his Oz shirt. Thank you.
the steam's running out on some of them.
Yeah, Alex is in a band called Shameless. Are you familiar with Shameless, Wednesday?
Is that the Stevie Rochelle relation?
Evie plays with
Shameless.
them sometimes. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm. We're gonna have him on. Alex is gonna come on sometime. But so people get upset that people, oh, these stupid girls, they just dance around on Instagram, any TikTok, anybody could do that. Well, no, you have to learn an algorithm. She's very smart. She's figured it
Mm-hmm.
out, and she has an audience, and she's starting to get better at it. And then people got mad at me for having her on the show. They got very angry. I've had guests on this show that were worse, that were bad. She was actually very good.
They got
I've had
angry.
people
They
on.
really actually were angry about it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But
that's silly.
But it was a mixed bag. It was some people loved her, most people, but then you got people who just couldn't accept it, and they were angry, and they were definitely middle aged and white, or older. But I try to make the point to her. Her generation, she's 24. Her generation
Mhm.
is going to decide where this world goes, not us.
Yeah.
We've had our
She,
fun.
she's ahead of something that will make a comeback, or whatever. This kind of music, or the music we talk about, like all music, it's going to make it surge back around. There'll be another wave of something, maybe not exactly the same,
Mhm.
but it's going to come back around because I don't know where music's going, but it feels like it's kind of coming to a it needs to start recycling, going back. The old is will be new again. Like when we play, when we were playing. I was thinking maybe I was telling you this just over the last 6 months of us just playing this old Murder Doll stuff. Just like the staff and stuff at the venues are come up and like, man, we haven't heard a band like you guys in a long time. And I'm like, okay, so I guess what's old sounds new again to people. It'll make its way back around again.
I think so too. And the cool people get it. German Boy Jones enjoys your shirt. He says you have the best shirt. I'm not really wearing a
Dude,
very stylish
I
shirt.
got a story about this shirt. I'll tell you later, but go ahead. Sorry.
All right, yeah. Well, Wednesday, what we're going to do real quick is I'm going to check and see if Oz is having some technical difficulties, and so I'm going to go to you on the what they call the solo layout, and you just
Oh,
take over for a minute
I'll tell
and
the story of this T-shirt.
tell the story of the T-shirt. I'll be back.
Yeah, maybe not a great story. Hello, everybody. This is my solo moment. Story time. This is a Rocky Four shirt. If you're not familiar with this is an American boxing glove and a Russian boxing glove, and you can see the explosion. When I was a kid and this movie came out, this was a real deal. This is like a real fight. You believed it. You were like, man,
Mhm.
I'm going to the theater because you didn't know shit wasn't spoiled like it is now, and you get these. Everybody didn't know what a spoiler was. A spoiler was something on a car when I was a kid. Didn't even know what it meant other than that. But either way, this was a real deal. This meant a whole lot. So excited about it. Saw the movie preview, whatever, on the TV. Saw the movie poster, and about a week or two before the movie came out, my mom took me to this little crappy secondhand store in North Carolina, and there was a bunch of bootleg Rocky shirts in the corner. I was like, yes, $4.
I think
Boom.
that's
Wore it to school. First kid at school with a Rocky shirt. I felt like I was probably the coolest kid at school for at least a day. So and I
I remember.
feel like a cool kid right now too.
Yeah, I remember seeing it with my friends at school. I'm trying to see. Okay, there we go. With my friends at school and stuff, and I remember we never hated the Russians more since the medal years when the band
Oh
London tried to light their
yeah.
flag on fire, but it wouldn't burn.
Russian winter. I remember it well. Yes,
Mhm.
it was a big deal. I mean, Red Dawn,
Oh yeah.
all of that. That was it's crazy.
Now I don't know if you know this, but Russia's not popular again.
Yeah, I did get to play in Russia though before.
Wow.
I did. I got to play there, and I was trying to remember what year. Maybe it was 2012. We
Mhm,
played Moscow, and which I think that was how correctly you say it. It's not Moscow. I think that's the dumb way to say it.
mhm.
In St. Petersburg, and it was really, really cool. It puts a completely different perspective on that now because
Did you say I must break you at any point?
I didn't have. They were crying. We felt like it was like I didn't even know anybody knew who we were, and there was like 1,000 kids there, and they were like crying when we came out. I'm like, this one's called "I Want to Be Cremated." I was like, I could hang out here for a while. I think Red Dawn might have been. I think we might have been hoodooed there. And then
Well,
now we're back to it again. Now it's back to now it's up to Rambo again.
it
Pretty
is.
much, pretty much.
It's sad because these young people, they're not represented. We hear about what their government wants and tells us that they're all happy and everybody, but God forbid one of those young people speak up against a very corrupt system, they'll be put in jail. And so the chance for them to get to see, some of these bands is huge for them. And I don't think you'll be going to Russia anytime soon, or
I
anyone.
I don't think so. I think it's off the list now. But we did get to play there. It was a cool experience. There's videos of it on YouTube I found recently. I didn't even know about.
Mhm.
And it was cool. And we even got to go to the Red Square and visit very quickly. It was so cold. Can't remember the last time I was so cold, and I found out that that was one of the deepest subway systems in the world. It actually made me sick because it went so. I was like, Are you kidding me? Like, is this thing going to end?" It went down into the earth to get on this subway. It was quite terrifying.
Yeah, no, it sounds it. I wonder
Yeah,
if
it was
people will
weird.
be mad at me for speaking about Russian politics. There's
I
always
I don't know.
someone.
That's why I just keep it. I just say Red Dawn and sort of you sort of kind of got to mask it. But you probably shouldn't. We should talk about something else.
Well, we have a Ukrainian fan watching, and they've decided maybe not to speak their mind right now, which is understandable.
Hey, it's
I know
this
this
is.
show is meant to be a little bit light, although today we're discussing brain surgery. Listen, different topics, but my show with Heather Leather, it
Mhm.
I had a nice time talking to her. I didn't think that she was a poser. I didn't think she was a dumb blonde. She was telling me about bands she listens to. She was an expert on dirty looks. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
she didn't seem to like to pretend like she was knew more than she knew. She was like,
mm,
she knew what she knew, and so yeah, everyone seems like they're always trying to sniff everybody out on the show. Go, are they for real? I don't know. Are they really into it? Obviously, she's into it. Doesn't matter what age she is. It's cool that she's into it. She got into it. Well, I mean, it's
and she's
not her
hot.
fault. It's not her fault. She's born late. You
Yeah,
know.
no, that's exactly right. And she's hot. At the end of the day, there's a lot worse things we could do than watch her wash her car. I mean, uh,
Yeah.
and she could be great for this show. We're thinking about doing a dating game with her where people can try to impress her, and I
You know.
think that she could give great advice to young people.
You
Uh,
just give me
you
a
know,
flashback. And you probably remember this. Howard Stern on his late night channel back the WWOR days.
mhm.
He had some video of some girl washing some car that sent in some video, and they played it on the air, and I remember recording it. because I
Hmm.
was like, oh man, they're almost showing full on nakedness here. And I had that on one of my hidden VHS that I had labeled like glam rock, but really it had like all the boob scenes from all
Hmm.
the movies or anything. But
I did the
yeah,
same. Yeah,
yeah,
I
you
did the
know,
same.
that's how you do it. You hide it.
I've seen Phoebe Cates on a loop. Uh,
Yeah, I
uh,
mean, we were going. Phoebe Cates stuff was good, but we were looking for like we found everything. There was a movie with that football player Lyle Alzado where he had like the jackhammer on the, on the front. Man, that movie was full of everything. It was
well, no, I
great.
agree. I mean, that you would try to find whatever, but sometimes you stay up all night watching a movie, hoping for some nudity, and then nothing would happen, and you just watched a bad movie. Um,
Yeah, most of the time, but I'd be honest with you, I was pretty satisfied most of the time. It was good picking for us. We kind of knew sometimes too. We would read Fangoria and go, "Hey, we heard this has got a lot of stuff. Let's put this on the bottom. Maybe mom won't look at that stack of VHS just real quick. Get out of here. Oh, okay, let's go."
Wednesday,
And
I get these. Everybody thinks they know how to do the show better than me. Skylar,
of
for
course,
example.
of course.
Skylar's just in love with Johnny. He is so obsessed with Johnny. He's probably waiting outside Johnny's house right now. But they all tell me what I should and shouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've done okay doing what I do. But so
Yes.
everybody knows you shouldn't do this. You can't talk about this. You shouldn't talk about this. The reason that I think people enjoy the show is I talk about whatever the fuck I want. And Wednesday can talk about whatever he wants. No one is censored, although I'm going to clean it up when Oz gets here. But
Yeah. I
you
mean,
want to
I
see a
guess in
sellout.
anything,
Great.
people are going to tell you how to do shit. People tell me how I should record my next record. What then I should go back to this sound. You should go back to when you were 18 years old and plap that sound. I'll go, what? Unexperienced sound?
Mhm.
Not know how to tune my guitar?
Yeah, that's
That's what
what
I
this
think of
deal
when
is.
I think of the early stuff, and I like the stuff, but it's not easy just to go back and be 18 again. I wish I could, but
We
people
would.
tell you all the time, and then they'll tell you, oh, you should do this, and you should get dreadlocks again, man, since you're doing Murder Doll
I'm
songs. It's
against
like
that one. I'm against that dreadlock.
they just think it's like, oh, since you're playing those songs, obviously you should do your hair that way. Yes, let me commit to that.
A lot of people asking about Wednesday and I putting together a band or recording a song. Well, we've talked about it with Sean Clark, some sort of horror convention themed thing that maybe would be fun. And I'm
Hmm.
going to be in Burbank, I think, 3 times in the next month. So who knows what'll happen? But no, I mean, people are saying ignore the idiots, and of course that happens. I we're in a very divided country, a divided world. Everyone thinks differently, but everyone definitely thinks that they know more than they do. And listen, I don't come to their job at the Walmart and start labeling the soup cans. You know what I mean? Like we all have different skills. So let's see. I will
I,
not
I
be.
came up I told you I come up with like dumb band names like all the time. Like, oh, that's a good band name. I came up with
Mhm.
one today and you just said our band. We put this on the list. People should make a list of these band names. It's fun to do. I came up with one today. I heard someone Child Riot. Like how dumb is that?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we should put something together for people to vote.
That's just dumb. It's like just imagine what a child riot looks like. Just imagine a riot, but it's all like children. Like
Mhm.
you could probably take on most of them.
Well, I always thought I wanted to make a music video where you had kids playing like Van Halen did. Everyone's done it before, where kids play the parts of the old guys, and then maybe you get a little bit more um, attention.
Mhm.
Um, anyway, we're 30 minutes in. Hopefully, Oz will show up. If not, who cares? We'll sell some T-shirts. He's got more important things to do.
Oh, here's our first guest of the telethon has just came in. Oh,
Oh,
hold on. Here he is.
wow! I don't know
Oh,
this.
it's the bad guy from the Temple of Doom, Kalimar. Kalimar, buy a T-shirt. Kalimar, Kalimar,
This is a. I didn't realize it was going to be that kind of a star-studded
Ka-
event. This is huge.
Kalimar.
Well, I better share the
But he's
link
trying to
again.
pull your heart out right now and tell you that you need to buy this T-shirt or you're heartless.
Mm-hmm. Very
Yeah,
well said.
there he is. All right, and he's off. He doesn't say much. He doesn't know much English, and that is, if you know your Indiana Jones, that is the chant he did as he pulled the heart out.
Yeah, I remember it well. I've been trying to hide my heart, as Kiss would say, for
Better hold on
years
tight. Hold
since.
on
Yeah,
tight. Yeah,
um,
you know the rest.
yeah, absolutely. There's an Ace Frehley version, a Bonnie Tyler version, and a Kiss version. That's how popular that song is.
It's pretty
All right,
good.
all right. Well, we'll see. We'll see who else stops by in this show tomorrow. I will be in Burbank for a short time, and
Tomorrow?
then yeah, it's going to be a very short time, and then after that, I will be on my way to Tulsa, Oklahoma, for the Stephen Piercy show. I'm literally gonna. He goes on at 9. I get off my plane at 8:06, and
Oh,
so there's a lot of. It's going to be a tight connection, but I think I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to go back to. I'm going to go back home for a little while, and then I'm going to Florida for the night. And I think Sean Clark and I are going to see Devo here in Las Vegas. I think at Punk Rock
ah,
Ballroom.
that's
And
cool.
I'm going to get off the plane and go right to that. And then I'll be back out there your way. I'm going to see the Yankees play the Angels in Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about, and if I don't know if you're up for it, but we're talking about going to Six Flags Magic Mountain to see the Kiss meets the Phantom locations, and also National Lampoon's
Mm-hmm.
Vacation. Here's an interesting, an appropriate question before we get to Stryper. This is FMK, Maureen McCormick, Eve Plum, or Susan Olson. So that's Marcia, Cindy, or Jan. And I mean, this is a little easy. And I think we're talking about what they look like now.
Oh, now I don't want to think about them now. I want to think about
Well,
them. That's how I that's how I have to imagine them because I guess I kind of know how they look. I saw Cindy on a old Sally Jesse. She's looking so good. And that was then.
Cindy's very nice. She's friends with Bobby Blotzer. That's going to take away some points. Um,
She looks like Bobby Blotzer now.
yeah, not
No
wrong.
offense, Cindy, but that's why I want to think about little cute Cindy. Now she grew up and now she mm,
I'm gonna marry Marsha for sure. She's still hot. She's like 103 and hot. Uh,
uh,
I'm gonna I'm gonna give it to Jan like I was George Glass, her ex-boyfriend and imaginary boyfriend. And I'm gonna have to say goodbye to Cindy Blotzer.
I started thinking about my order and I went, I can't say that order because that would be there's a child involved in this. I guess I see what you're
Plain
saying now. Now you want to think about her being old. So, oh man, I'll marry Marcia. I really disliked Jan a lot, so I
mm-hmm.
think I would have to. I'm gonna
Go ahead
have
and
to.
say it.
I'm gonna have to get rid of her, and then I'm gonna probably I'm gonna have to have relations with a minor.
Well, you didn't have to say it like that.
I'm in
You
A
could have
minor.
just,
In A
yeah.
minor. Hold on.
It's a very beautiful key. That's a very beautiful key.
Yes.
Um,
Sorry. That's what I you get what I'm saying.
all right. So anyway, we summed it all up.
Yes.
Here's a good question. Wednesday, do you have a pre-show ritual?
This guy comes out and Kali Mars all of us, tells us if we don't do good, he'll pull our hearts out. Pre-show ritual. I'm just always playing music. I have like a little sound. It's like it's called a. Actually, it's a pretty popular brand. I don't know what it is, but it's either way. I have it backstage. It's pretty loud over everything, and I'm just playing everything from Kiss to Twisted Sister, and just being a goofball and listening to stuff and just getting into the show. I'm never glum and just sitting around and just it's not like that. It's usually I'm in a good mood. We usually have something funny on TV. It's like Um, yeah, but nothing like I don't have a ritual where I take an animal or do anything like that with
There
a
goes my monetization. Um,
so
uh, so, they're asking, can I give a quick bio on Wednesday? Because yes, some people don't know him. I like to see older people in the chat who are just discovering Wednesday's music. And so Wednesday was he's from North Carolina, right? Is that where you're from?
yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, he had to think about it for a second.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, I was
but yeah,
reading something down here. I didn't hear what you said. It
and
kind of
he
came
had
up.
a bunch of bands, and he was discovered by Joey Jordison, number one of Slipknot, and they put together a band called the Murder Dolls. I'm giving you the quick version. Joey Jordison played guitar in the Murder Dolls as opposed to drums that he played in Slipknot. They recorded 2 albums, and it's kind of like a Sex Pistols thing. 2 albums, that was
Mhm.
enough. And they toured a bunch. They've gone back. Joey Jordison has since passed. Their drummer Ben Graves, the ghoul, he is also passed. Wednesday is out on the road performing the music of the Murder Dolls for the first time, a full set of Murder Dolls music, and maybe the last time, or maybe he takes a little break from it. He did not want to call the band Murder Dolls without Joey being involved. I think he took the high road, and so that's a little bit of Wednesday, and you can check out his music. I recommend you start with a record called Transylvania 90210, and then you work your way up. And I think that's it. And if you like hair bands, if you like punk, if you like metal, I mean, there's something for everybody in his music, and you see that by the bands that he tours with as well. Officialwednesday13.com. That's where you go, and you'll learn a little bit more about him.
That was an excellent quick bio. Great job. Look at that.
Thank you.
You're getting good at this. Someone said you're like the next Howard Stern. You are. You're doing well.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm working on it, and that to me that is a big compliment. But yeah, let's get me to 20,000 subscribers. If someone happens to be watching who hasn't subscribed, Wednesday, Russ says he recently stopped drinking alcohol. Do you drink
Mhm.
at shows?
Do I?
He stopped. He wants to know if
Oh,
you drink.
I don't. I don't drink anymore.
Mhm.
I found that it is not good for me. So I have put that aside for me. So but I don't use the term sober because I do smoke weed.
I think
Um,
there's another way to say that too.
oh God, sorry.
I think you could say
I
C.
Yes, I achieve awareness through uh materials.
He's California sober, but
Yes,
uh,
yeah, yes.
yeah.
There you
But
go. I gotta make a list of these things.
when he's drinking, he makes bad decisions. When he's sober, he says things like "I banged Cindy Brady." So who knows? Hmm. I'm glad you're here Wednesday because I really don't know if Oz is going to make it. Congratulations on 18. Yes, thank you. Let's hit 20. Let's.
Man, my roots are crazy. Look at that. That's just like 2.5 weeks. That is the roots already coming out. Look at that.
Mine are bad too. I got to.
Jeez.
I have an appointment with the dye tonight.
Yeah, that's blonde. There's a little bit of gray in there, but not much. I asked the lady that cuts my hair, and I said, "You tell me the truth, or I will not tip you as good." And she's like, "There's a couple of grays, but you're still pretty blonde." I'm like, "All right, thank you." I get out
They
of my house.
they tell me the opposite.
Yes. Oh,
Um,
drizzles in. What does that even mean? Just throwing
Driz-
in green dots. Is that
when
called?
when Heather was here, I think Drizzler became a man. That was the first time
Like,
that he got to see you.
like just one of the guys?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Someone said that in the comments because she
Oh, did
loves
you?
to play.
I've been sending you all this stuff for the Hollywood show. I didn't send one to you, but I thought you already knew. There's a Police Academy reunion there now,
Mhm.
which
Yeah, no, I
is
see they're working on it.
man, it's getting better and better. Who knows what's going to happen?
I texted Jake at the whiskey, and I said, Jake, you got to come to the Hollywood show. And I said, your buddy Corey's going to be there. Corey Feldman, who he directed one of his movies.
I was going to say I got hooked on a YouTube Corey Feldman loop, and I watched a video of Corey Feldman singing a Beatles song horribly, and Jake was right there, and I went, "Oh, they must know each other,"
I
and
have,
which
I
is where
have,
I got the term "child riot" from, because Corey Feldman played some video of him on stage singing, and in the background, children are just screaming the whole time. You tell it's a track, and somebody goes, "What is this track? It sounds like a child riot." And I went, "Child riot."
I
There we
have
are.
I have an illegal private link to Corey Feldman's documentary that it was only included in his bonus footage. I won't say where I got that link, Jake,
Oh,
and you can, and I'll send it to you. Anyway, but he's going to be there, and then Jameson Newlander. That's a new name to me. Sounds like Zoolander.
it
He
does.
played Alan Frog. They're the Frog Brothers,
Yeah.
and they're going to be there. And now um, they've added what is his name? Jason Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Now they just need Kiefer Sutherland, who I don't think will do it. But then you'll have everyone who banged Julia Roberts, except
if
maybe.
if I was that Jason Patrick guy, I would just show up like he did on Lost Boys when he's first kind of turning into a. He's just like wearing sunglasses and acts like he just doesn't care the whole time he's signing autographs, just like whatever. Have his mom come out
Sean,
and yell at him.
Sean would like to know, why does Oz look so much like Wednesday 13? Well, we are waiting for Oz to connect, and Oz has a lot going on before he begins, before he goes in for surgery. So I'm going to check on Oz again in a second, and then we'll see where he's at. In the meantime, we can all play a good FMK game. Hmm. This is another easy one. But Wednesday, you can read these choices and think about it while I go check for
Oh
Oz.
man,
There you go. Think about it.
I only know one.
You know them all.
Well, you'd have to tell me who they are. I know who Melissa Gilbert is.
Right. She's the main one.
Who's Melissa Sue Anderson? What TV show was she on?
They're all on Little House
Oh,
on the
so
Prairie.
she's the which one? So it's I know their names. So it's there's Half Pint. There's the blind one. Is she the blind one?
I don't know. Sean might have to answer this
And which
question.
one falls down the hill that's cute? They also fell down the well in that one episode.
Well, Allison is the bad girl. That's Nellie. I know
Oh,
that.
Nellie Olson. Oh
Yeah.
man, Nellie Olson was one of the best girl villains of all time.
Shannon
Like she's
Doherty
almost
also got
like
her.
yeah,
Shannon
she's
Doherty
great.
also got her start on that show.
Really?
Um,
Yeah, I haven't
yeah.
watched that show in a while. But I remember Nellie Olson. There was a Nellie Olson in every school.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but yeah. So in that case, uh, I don't know. I feel like I might need to have relations with Nellie Olson just to teach her a lesson.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't think of it that way. I was going to get rid of her, but maybe she
Oh
needs a little correction.
yeah, and Melissa
Sean, what do you
Gilbert,
think? Where's Sean?
Half Pint. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. Well, who is Mary Sue Anderson? Is she the little one or is she the blind one? One
I'm
that
gonna,
goes blind.
I'll find out. Hold on. Sean is not a Little House fan. He was not. I mean, I wasn't really either, but I know the character. Sean is not a Little House fan, and he's not a GI Joe fan. We've learned.
Now, see, I like Little House, but I hated the Waltons. I thought they sucked so bad.
Melissa Sue
Still
Anderson.
do.
Is that what it's
I
called?
hate their theme song. It's like it's the worst thing. And when it comes on, I want to yeah, I want to break stuff. I want to limp biscuit
Oh
stuff.
yeah, here you go. I'll show you. Melissa Sue Anderson was Mary Ingalls.
Yeah, Mary, the one that goes blind. She's the older sister.
Yes,
Yeah, I
she's
thought her dress
61
was
now.
way too long all the time, but when she went blind, I wasn't that sad about it. I'll be honest with you. That's just how I felt.
So blind to help my
I
child.
knew it was a Hollywood blindness.
At my age, blind would only help me. Somebody says Godspeed Oz. Yeah, I agree. But maybe he decided not to come on because he heard the Little House talk.
It's
Listen,
possible.
this is easy. I'm marrying what's her name, Melissa Gilbert. I'm going to have relations with this blind girl, and
Mhm.
I'm letting the bad girl go. I've seen what she looks like now, so it's a little bit of cheating.
But think about Melissa Gilbert. she's sisters with the other Gilbert
Sarah,
from Roseanne.
who doesn't like men.
Doesn't like men, but she's married to the four
Yeah.
non-blondes lady.
Well, now you're getting crazy. Yes, Sarah Gilbert is. I don't know if she still is, but she was with Linda Perry of
Yes,
the Four Non
I
Blondes.
believe they still are a couple. I think, I don't know,
Okay,
but
and nothing wrong with that. But
mhm.
Melissa Gilbert, her sister, who is straight to my knowledge, is married to Bruce Boxleitner, Scarecrow and Mrs. King. There you go, blew your mind.
Whoa, wow, we just went there. I gotta say this. What's going on? Look at that. See
Mm,
how I tied it up with that?
mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, here's our second guest. Since
Whoop,
hot off Temple of Doom, it's Harrison Ford.
wow.
Oh, hi everybody. I'm Harrison Ford. Just wanted you guys to know that we want you to buy a T-shirt for Oz Fox, and want you to check out my latest film, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Crystal Skulls. Thank you very much.
That
Thank you.
was a big one.
Oh wow, it's really hard to get him in here. He's quick. You gotta. At least he didn't do what he did on that Borat movie, or what the other one. What was the other one where he was the feminine guy? Bruno. Bruno.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I see that Sean is talking about Tron. Oh! I think she was in Tron, is what he's saying. I think that would be. I don't know which one's in Tron. He'll have to remind us.
Tron. I'm not a. I don't know much about Tron. I know the logo and I know what it looks like. I know when it's like something looks Tron. You can say stuff has looked Tron to me sometimes,
Sean
but
is
I
a
don't.
Tron expert.
But yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it. I think I was kind of scared of Tron. I don't know.
Oh, I see. Right now, I get what he's saying. Bruce Boxleitner was in Tron. I went instead of giving like a major credit, I gave a stupid TV show. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sure.
Scarecrow and Mrs. King, man. That is like if you don't know what that is, you just sound like we made that up.
Hmm. Well, I don't know, Sean. If you want to stop in for a few minutes, we're basically wasting time until Oz gets here. Sean, let me know. I'll send you the link. I understand if you don't have time for this nonsense,
You
but
know what? That could be the band name, Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
he wasn't just in Tron. He is Tron. I'm embarrassed now. I thought Jeff Bridges was Tron. He wasn't.
That's what I thought. Also, I thought Tron was a rapper.
Well, now you're pushing it. But I saw Tron on the '80s cruise. It was like cold and windy and rainy, and I sat out and watched it by the pool on a giant screen at like 1 a.m. Under the influence of an edible snack. And I still am not. Ron Jeremy's here.
Oh
He's
shit.
paying respect. He's in a coma, but he wakes up when the show's on, and he wants to pay respect to Oz and wish his best. But he also wants to point out that Linda Carter always had a nice set of cans and still does. I don't know where that came from, but I agree. Linda Carter doesn't age. She's half Hispanic. I think she's got some really good genes, and
You know, ladies love it when you tell them they have a nice set of cans, by the way.
mhm.
And if you use,
No, it's very yes. Well, listen, I'm a romantic.
yeah,
Here's a great question. This
these
is great.
broads need to understand if they got a nice set of cans, they should be proud of it.
Hmm. Now, these fans of Wednesdays, sometimes you guys, someone earlier last week, you said you wanted to bring him rhubarb pie. There's no way he would eat that.
Mm,
Then today, somebody said they wanted to bring you fresh salsa local to the area. You're not going to eat that.
mm, mm.
So
Bring me some
skateboarder.
Bring me some Rice Krispie treats. Bring me some cookies. Bring something that I'll probably eat or I could give out to other people. Like salsa is just going to make a mess. It's going to make me mad.
And then all guys are all in the salsa together. You don't
Uh,
want you don't want to cross salsa streams.
what's my favorite cuisine?
Mhm.
Lean.
Mhm.
Whoa!
Oh,
How
look at
did that
that!
happen?
You
I
always do
guess I
this.
said the magic word
We
today.
must have
The
just sold
magic.
the shirt. Hold on. Wow, look at
Oh,
that.
look at that. Look at that. Oh,
That is
yep.
incredible.
Here's our next guest. Up. Oh,
Oh
he
my
just came
God.
in. I'm sorry. They just keep coming in. I don't really get much. They just kind of get pushed in.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. It's Colonel Troutman from, you know him from the Rambo series.
Mhm.
Uh, Hello everybody. This is Colonel Troutman. Just want you guys to know that there's a T-shirt available for Oz Fox. Check it out in the. Is it in the description? Is that what it is? Is that what?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's in the description.
And it's in the description. And just check it out. I got to get back to it. Serving my country. Thank you very much.
That was wow, what an honor.
Yeah.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
It's over. That could happen later because I think Stallone's stopping by next. I don't know.
Oh
They could.
wow.
They might have a showdown. I don't know. There's like this. Whew,
I
it's a big
can't
day today.
understand
It's a big
why
day today.
Oz wouldn't be racing to come on here with the adult, mature conversations we're having.
Somebody says work on my Troutman. I really wasn't doing a good Troutman. I'll be honest with you. It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Mhm.
I'll do it later. I'll do the whole. I know the whole script. Nothing is
Uh,
over.
Oz, Sean says he's going to sit it out. It's Oz's night. Uh, I'll sit this one out like a good soldier under command.
Well,
Okay, so
that's pretty good. That was
yeah.
slick.
Let's hope he shows up. I was going to just try to, I gave my heartfelt talk about Oz, all sincere, and I thought he'd be right on. But again, he's got a lot going on. So me and Wednesday will try our best to keep up with the politically correct humor. But he is, as I said, he's. I believe the surgery is tomorrow morning. It would be terrible if it's tonight, and I'm keeping him, to
Yeah.
do this. But he is having brain surgery, and so we want to sell these shirts. If he doesn't show up, that's okay. We're still selling shirts. He has a good excuse. I've had a lot of bad excuses in my life to not show up to things. Usually, it's just I don't like people. But brain surgery, you could pretty much get out of anything. He could speed right now. He'll get out of a parking ticket. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. I was just saying, what is the craziest lie you've ever told to get out of like getting in big trouble that you got away with? I don't know. My brain just has thought about that. Like I was thinking,
I
like
said that I was going to do an interview with Oz Fox about brain surgery.
that was no, I mean like something that could have kept you out of jail that like you maybe lied and got away with. I was just I don't know why my brain just went there.
It sounds like you have something for this.
I did. I don't know why I just thought about this. It has nothing to do with what you said, unless it did just trigger it. But I remember I was driving down this road when I first got my license, and there was like one of those license checks. And when I saw the police, my brain just saw it, and I slammed on the brakes and I spun out. And the cops, I was just like just totally just spun out. And then the cop speeds up there to me, and I'm like, oh man, what's going to happen? And the cop goes in North Carolina, he's totally like Smokey and the Bandit. And he goes, "Boy, what are you doing now, boy?" And I went, "Oh, did you see that snake?" I totally just bullshitted this. I went, "Did you see that snake?" And he went, "Huh?" And I just went with it. I went, "Man, this snake ran across the road right when I saw you guys." And my girlfriend, she screamed, and I slammed on the brakes, and he just looked at me like he didn't know what to, and he bought it, totally bought it, and he
It's
let
pretty
me
good.
go. I don't know why. I mean, I'm pretty much caught myself, but there you go. There's a dumb lie. So
It
if
was a good one. I don't have anything that creative, but I do have the creature
you
from the Black
you
Lagoon.
do, but maybe
That's
that
what
could help somebody else if they ever get pulled over. Use the snake story if it's summertime.
this is. I'm going to make a note. You know who doesn't get parking tickets? Heather Leather. I promise you, they let her.
Is she old enough? She is old enough. She's very young. I heard she's like a 2000s. Like she's like younger than my daughter.
Yes, I believe. Yeah, but I don't know if you know that you can bang them in the 2000s now.
That's what I hear. That's what Brad Pitts and those type of fellows do, I
Yeah,
believe.
he says that all the time. He lives by that mantra,
Hmm.
political correctness. When you go into the store and it tells you the age you have to be to buy the cigarettes, I go, aha, getting closer. Anyway, Rebel from the waist down. Thank you for the super chat. I'm going to buy myself an Oz Fox T-shirt. By the way, they come in sizes up to 5X. So,
What?
if
That's
you're,
crazy.
if you need a tent, you got that too. He
Hmm.
says 13. That's you, Wednesday. They like to call you 13.
They do.
My
That's the nickname I'm called.
Your last name, yeah. I got tickets to Cold Chamber. Oh, the Cold Chamber is going to be playing again. Cleveland
Yes.
and Pittsburgh and Columbus. Are you
Wow.
playing all three of those venues? I can't wait to see you again. Let's plug your tour. All right, go ahead.
Yes, I think I am playing all. If it's on their list of dates, we're on. Yes, we're on all of those shows.
He's doing
Uh,
everything, but there's a festival that you're not doing. But everything
yeah,
else you're doing.
we're not on Rocklahoma, and there's one at the very end of that thing. I think like Aftershock, but we're like almost on our way to the UK by that point. So yeah, and there could be some more shows being added that are like off shows from Cold Chamber that we may be doing on our own or with Fear Factory. So
Mhm. Yeah, well, I think that's interesting. Okay, let's see what Sean says. Hold on. By the way, I spoke to my buddy that owns the gas station, also known as the barbecue place from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And that's nice because we were talking about this. And he said he will hook us up big time if we go there, including rooms at the gas station. Come on. Nothing is cooler than that. So,
twist my arm.
yeah,
Oh,
well,
oh.
I've got a lot of time in June. I got some time in July. So now it's up to you guys. You don't tour until August, right?
No, but I'm going to be recording, but I'll make time to do it. Does it have to be a weekend, or can we do a weekday
No,
to like?
I think they'd rather have us on a weekday because weekends are probably, people are dying
Yeah,
to get in there.
okay, because that'd be better for me. I'm a weekday person.
What
Preferably
is,
preferably on a Wednesday. See what I did there?
that sounds like fun. You talk about us. Uh,
Oh, check it out. I found glasses to wear. I was going to see if I found these glasses. These are actually vampire glasses, but I'm afraid I may look too Phil Lewis, but we'll
all right.
see. Hold on, I don't have a mustache, so maybe I won't look like him. Hold on. You wear them kind of down like this, so
You
when
don't
you
have a
talk,
hairpiece either.
I don't. But what do you think? Are these good glasses to wear? They're kind of like you don't really wear them like this because then it makes you kind of look like I don't know. I feel like they're more kind of ones you wear like at a when you want to talk to somebody, but still have glasses, but still look over the top. Like,
It's very interview uh, with a vampire.
is it? I mean, it's got little crucifix, little crosses here on there.
Well,
So I don't.
I'm
What do
reading
you
all
guys
about.
think? Should these be my new glasses I wear?
I'm
It
reading
kind of
all
gives me a
about.
little confidence, like a little bit of stage fright's taken off a bit. I'm kind of behind, but I'm not.
Well, we'll let the audience
Oh, look
decide.
look at that.
I
The
have to discuss.
New Testament, not the old one, guys. The new
Mhm.
one.
I've decided to take up praying to see if we can get Oz to show up. I figured it can't hurt, right?
Yeah,
Can't hurt.
let's do it. I realize I can't read any of the comments with these glasses, so I'm gonna have to probably vote these out. But I guess it was fun while it lasted. Uh, Need a little top hat and a little snidely whiplash.
I think Oz is gonna show. I think he's just got a few things to do. He said he ate his last breakfast before surgery this morning. So I mean, it's things are getting serious.
It
And
is. Speaking of serious,
we have
he's
look
oh
here.
look he's here. His shirt is already up. Yo, hey everybody, this is Sylvester Stallone. Just want to stop and I was really busy doing some stuff, filming my TV show with my daughters. Just want to say, hey, go and buy a T-shirt, Oz Fox. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, Rambo. I helped you guys out. Maybe you can maybe help me out by helping him out. Cause that's how it is. Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off. Over there, I was in charge of $1 million equipment. I could drive a tank. I could fly a plane. Over here, I can't even get a job parking cars.
Nice. Well, look at that. That
That
was
was a long
perfect. And
time. That was a long time ago, Johnny. For you, nothing is over. It's over, Johnny. It's over. See,
that
this is
was
what
great.
happens in my home. There you go. Just a
This,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. No, no. I'm glad
Just
that
a little
we
bit.
got to capture it. Yeah. Hey, yo, father, you think you could send down a prayer? Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Well,
it's ridiculous.
Evie
Can you tell that
Rochelle is.
his head's a different color? These figures do that over time. He's sort of got like, he almost looks like he's dead. Like it's a weird kind of, it's off color.
Hmm.
But
I
this is
noticed
actual
now.
mold of his body.
I,
100, like actual mold. This is
I thought he was tanning.
he's he's actually tanning right now. This is a tanning bed lamp I have. That's why I'm always so bright on your videos. I tan.
Stevie Rochelle is joining us as well. So
Yes. I love it that I'm playing with toys and I'll be 48 in just a few months. Love
I,
it.
I keep most of my toys in the packages, as do you, but lately I've sort of enjoyed getting my hands on the toys and I'm trying to go back in time and have fun and play games. And
Feels good to hold these little dudes. It feels good
Mhm,
to have a man in your hand sometimes.
mhm.
Sometimes two men.
Was that the sound of Oz logging out? No, I'm with you.
Two men and a baby. Great movies.
Wednesday,
Was
what is your bucket list band to tour with?
bucket list band the tour. All my favorite bands are dead.
Let me make a suggestion then.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
heard today, I read it on the news, I think it's CNN,
Hmm.
that Marilyn Manson is going to put a record out through Nuclear Blast Records. And if my memory serves me correctly, you are on Nuclear Blast Records. Is that right?
I was on Nuclear Blast Records.
Oh,
Now I am on I guess their competitor label, Napalm Records. I didn't go too
oh,
far. I still keep it within the Nuclear family. There is
well,
Napalm,
anyway,
and I love the smell of napalm in the morning, so I went there.
yes.
But no, I heard that news too. I actually kind of knew that was going on, but super excited. Like I said, I've already heard the record, and people are going to be surprised, and they're going to be excited to see what he's got. I'm excited to see what he's up to. So still a big fan, and I'm still good friends with him.
Yeah, well, that would be a good tour. Somebody here says they
That
were
would be a good
friends.
tour. We've toured with him in Australia before.
Mhm.
So hopefully when he gets a new record out, I have a new record coming out next year. I don't know when his is planning coming out, but I'm sure we will we'll cross paths hopefully.
Yeah. Someone was saying that they're friends with Manson's original drummer. I can tell you that if they're talking about the drummer who now plays with Rob Zombie, holy shit, can he chew your ear off about nonsense? I was shocked. I don't want to say too much. I don't think he watches, but he got me at it's just like I'm name dropping, like Eddie Trunk's birthday or anniversary. Who the hell? Chris Angel's. It was some famous event with a bunch of ass kissers, but he got a hold of me and decided to tell me about the world. I didn't ask. And it was
Hmm.
the most uncomfortable conversation that I've ever had. And I've had some uncomfortable conversations.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Listen, Wednesday, I think we give this 27 more minutes. That'll be
Hmm.
90 minutes. If he doesn't show up, um, we'll say our prayers. We'll take our vitamins, and we'll wish the best for Oz,
Hmm.
and we'll buy the damn T-shirt.
Yes.
If we get some more super chats, I'm going to buy one for a Wednesday too. It would go great with his stage outfit.
I couldn't think of his name earlier. Is it Richard Crenna? Was that his name?
Yes.
Richard Crenna.
Hmm.
Did he? Well, I, I can't even ask this question. It's going to get you flagged. But I feel like he was in a movie where I'm
Tread
not going to
lightly.
say it. I'm not going to say it.
You
Oh
think
no, he
we
lost a leg. Okay, there's a movie where someone took
delivered?
advantage. Someone took advantage of him.
Right.
Now this is not a Rambo movie. And I
Sean will
remember
Sean
when
will
I
tell us.
when I was a kid, I saw a preview and I went, "Oh, Colonel Troutman's in it." And my dad goes, "You don't want to watch that." And I went, "Why?" And he kind of felt like he told me that, but without saying that.
Sean is, if you're still watching, is there a movie where Richard Correna is violated?
Oh, that might be my favorite thing we've
I'm
ever
gonna
said
have to
on.
change the title of the video and take Oz's picture off because millions and millions of people are going to tune in, and then they're going to find all they're going to get is us talking about Richard Corona giving up the ass. I mean,
I hope it's not true, but I feel like it is. Think about that. It's over, Johnny. It's over. I like when he first comes in on First Blood. He's pretty badass. His speech he tells about Rambo, it's amazing.
Yeah. Oh no, it's legendary. I think Sean is booking our stay at the gas station right now, and he doesn't have time for questions. Oh, here's a good one. I don't know if Wednesday's going to really be that familiar with these people, but Wednesday is a grandfather, believe it or not, so maybe he can. All right, I've given a lot of thought to this, and I am ready to answer it. Hopefully, Oz shows up right in the middle. FMK, Candace Cameron Bure, Lori Loughlin, or Jodie Sweetin. Now, this is the cast.
That's the Full House people. You know what? Today I saw a classic KFC commercial, and Candace Cameron was one of the little girls eating you deserve it was this jingle, if you remember, you deserve chicken done right, chicken done right. They had like a little jingle. She's one of the little chicken kids. I noticed that today, but that's a whole separate story than this question. But
Candace Cameron played DJ, the older sister on Full House. Lori Loughlin was in Tough Turf, and the New Kids, I think it's called. Sean is an expert on this. He said he doesn't know any Richard Corona violation films, but he knows Lori Loughlin movies. And then
I don't know who Lori. I thought Lori Loughlin was the other Full House kid, but
she's John Stamos' wife on the show, and she recently got in trouble for lying or bribing to get her kids into college.
You can do that?
Yeah, I guess. Didn't work for me. My mother wasn't, but my mother wasn't in Tough Turf or the New Kids. Yeah, you would recognize her, trust me. But anyway, she was hot.
I remember.
And then Jodie Sweetin grew up to be the hottest of all of them. She was on a thing called Pants Off, Dance Off. She was the host. And she is really good looking. And she's got a giant rack. Oh, wait, here's Oz. No, I'm just kidding.
Jodie Sweetin, she's the Full House girl, right?
She's Stephanie Tanner.
Oh,
the youngest.
I have feelings about Stephanie Tanner. My daughter went through a phase when she was younger, and she loved that show. And Stephanie Tanner used to always say, how rude, all the time. And my daughter started saying that. And she said it after everything. And like to the point where I was like, if you say that again, you're grounded. And she's like, how rude. But she couldn't control it. Like I think this little Sweden girl possessed my daughter. So she's out.
Well, that was her catchphrase. That and pin a rose on my nose or your nose.
She is. I have immediately.
Hold on, Sean. I thank goodness Sean is here. He points out she was not in Tough Turf. I forgot. That's Kim Richards. But she was in RATT, which I just saw in the theaters. I should remember that. And she was in Amityville 3D. And she is in that movie New Kids, though. I think that's what it's called. It's directed by Sean S. Cunningham of Friday the 13th fame. But anyway. Oh, hold on. Oz is here. Wednesday, we'll hold on. Wait a second. We're having trouble connecting. Hold on, Wednesday. You stay there and pray.
Yeah,
and
get me out of here if he's there. I don't want to be the.
We're gonna try. Hold on.
All right.
All right. Oz is trying to connect, and I think he will. But let's see what happens. So this is the moment you've all been waiting for. We've been talking so much nonsense.
Get in here.
Oh, there he is. Hi,
Jason.
Oz.
Oh, Jason, how you doing?
Good. Thank you for stopping by for this.
Yeah. Sorry, we got in a little department store because Annie needed to get some socks. And so we were like on a phone, and we were here, and Annie's right here.
Hi, Annie. How are you? That's Oz's beautiful wife. Oz's better half. I think she froze.
Yes.
She's showing off her purse, I think. But so it looks like you guys were at the mall, right?
Yeah, we're
Our connection's not great, Oz, but I think it might sort out. But can you hear me at least, Oz? What are you doing?
we're
It's frozen on you, Oz. You might have to try coming back. But we're looking at Oz's stylish haircut. Obviously, he had to cut the long locks off for surgery. Oz will reconnect. We'll get it. We've got who needs internet when you have the powers above? Okay, here he is. Hold on. It's taking a second. They don't have good Wi-Fi at the mall. There you are. Good to see you, Oz.
good to see you. We're just hanging out here. We're in Westwood, so we're getting ready to go. We're getting ready to go to the Vibrato Bar and Grill. Have you heard of that?
I haven't, but now everyone's going to show up to see you.
Well, we're going over there because Elisa Fur is performing, and so we're going to see her. And also, Elisa is going to be doing some charity work for Annie.
That's great.
So that's coming up. Yeah, really
Oz,
good for her.
We're selling these shirts all night. We've turned this into a telethon, and we're making sure that people know to get a shirt and support. I have the link on the screen. The link is in the description, and I'm showing the handsome picture of you right now. And we want to make sure medical in this country is not the best, and you're going through a tough thing. You have been since 2018, and so many people love you, Oz, including myself, that we want to help, and we want to see you get better, and we want to see you get back out with Stryper. Your procedure is tomorrow?
Yes, sir. It's going to be. We go in at 5 in the morning, and they start working on me at 7, and it'll be about a 6-hour thing. And I guess Annie will be updating everyone best she can, mostly at her social media site. And we'll see how it all ends up on the other side of it. They wake me up. So
Which side, Oz, is the surgery on?
well, if you're looking at me, okay, this is my left side, this is my right side, and probably it'll be right here somewhere on the right hemisphere, just about right in here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
They have already have a 3-inch or so skull cutting that's been cut out before and put in with titanium, and they're going to just pull the screws out, basically open the hood, and then go in and do their stuff that they did before.
Yeah, same team, right, Oz?
Exact same team. They're going to wake me up in the middle and have me play guitar to guide them as they cut.
And people who are watching might not understand this, but he's not joking. This is the surgery to make sure that Oz's functions, right, are working. They have to make sure that you're able to listen to commands and do the things you normally do.
Yeah, yes. I mean, if anything, I'll be playing a song, and they're gonna make sure that I don't go off of the song. Like I can play a Stryper song, or I can play a Beatles song, or whatever, something that everybody knows.
You have something picked out?
Well, last time I played something by Stryper called "Calling on You,"
Mm-hmm.
and this time, I thought, well, let's do a little entertaining, and I thought maybe I'd try some Beatles songs, like either "Hey Jude," okay, because "Hey Jude" has a nice, memorable tune going to it, but you can also change the words and say like "Hey Doc." You
You have the best sense of humor, Oz.
Yeah. don't, don't be afraid. You were made to go in and get it.
I can only wish to be as brave as you, Oz. And obviously, your faith is what gets you through these things. It got you through it. The other procedures. Everybody obviously knows in the power of faith and what you believe, and you've stayed strong. And obviously, everybody is praying and sending positive thoughts that you have a successful surgery. It's supposed to be less invasive than the last one.
Yes. Yeah, because this is not as big of a piece of mass that they're taking out, and so they don't feel that there's going to be as long of a recovery time, and hopefully I'll be able to go home sooner. You know, the hotel is very expensive to stay at here, and it's the closest to the hospital. And all of the hotels in this area, which is Westwood, Wilshire, you know, they're all expensive here. But I mean, if anything, this is the one right next door to the hospital, and it's the best for us to, in case anything happens or goes wrong, they can get me in right away from the hotel and try to take care of whatever problem comes up, if there is one. Last time there was no problem. I don't expect there's going to be any this time, because our team's really great.
Yeah, well, absolutely. You know, this is a situation you've been dealing with since 2018. As I mentioned, I was with you the night that this all began, the seizure. I said to the audience earlier that seizure probably saved your life. Had you gotten on the plane the next day to travel, who knows, you might not have survived. So it's fortunate that you got into the doctor in time. The last thing you want to do is be on a plane and have a seizure. And everyone was with you and supportive. And I tell you, everyone is in the chat, sending their well wishes and their prayers and their love, and buying some T-shirts. It's a cool thing for everyone to have. And as I said, you've been a role model to people during this, Oz, and Annie as well. You know, your strength motivates other people who go through who have to go through similar situations, and that you have a smile on your face, you know, and just a positive attitude. And I think it comforts people, Oz. And as I said, we all love you so much, and we're praying for that speedy recovery. And we'll see you again, Oz. I can't tell you how many times I thought I'll probably never get to see Oz play again, and then you came back again, and then you came back again, and I know that you will come back again. And the Stryper's going to go out acoustic. And they're going to have a piano player, keyboard player. He was in Poison since 2007.
Will Dowdy.
Will, yeah. And they'll do their best while you're away. It's not the optimal thing, but these shows were booked a long time ago. And Stryper is a family. I've been around the family. I've been fortunate you guys have invited me to the family events. You argue like a family sometimes, but you also love like a family. And so they'll do this tour. The T-shirt will be on sale at the shows too, right?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know it's limited, so I'm not sure how they've made or are selling. So if they have some left over, they may have them on the tour, but they might have more of the acoustic tour themed stuff. So
well, it's easy to buy right now online, and we're gonna, like I said, my goal is to sell 100 of these tonight. And I think
wow, that's really nice.
Yeah, I think we can do it. And you know, Oz, we all would need somebody at some point. This amount of surgeries and brain surgery, and this is not cheap, and it's not easy, and there's just no health care that's going to help anybody with this. And so this is the best we can do. You've done so long making fans happy, making people happy, making your friends happy. Oz, I don't call many people a friend. I said earlier in the show how much you've meant to me, and all the times that you had been there for me, and countless other people. You won't find someone to say a bad thing about Oz. So we won't start now, right?
Well, even if it does start, I can handle it. I've had enough bad things said about me in the past, so that's not a. I've learned how to let things slip off like Teflon, you know. So
yes, absolutely. There are so many people, Oz. I'm just showing some of the comments, but there are so many people just sending their best wishes. and their prayers, and they're happy. And Oz, I'm really glad you did this because I know you've got other things on your mind, but people love to want to see you, and they want to hear it from you and know that you know what, Oz is strong and he's going to be okay. And you will see Oz again. You're a survivor, and you prove it every day.
Yes. Yes, I'm for whatever reason I'm still around. There's a purpose for it, so I'm
Mhm.
gonna fulfill the purpose. You know
Yeah,
what I
and
mean?
yeah, absolutely. We'll follow Annie's social media so that
Yes.
we can get updates on your recovery, and everyone will feel, can feel a little relieved about it because it's tense. We want Oz to be okay, and so for now, that's what we can do. We're going to let you enjoy the rest of your night. I appreciate you doing this and letting the people get to say hello, and I know that you appreciate the well wishes and the support.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate it from everyone. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Annie thanks you from the bottom of her heart for everyone who is just supporting us and praying for us and everything else. So it's super nice. And thank you, Jason. Thank you for doing this and always being there for us as well. So
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely. I love you guys, and we'll be in touch soon, Oz. I can't wait to see you. We'll go have some pancakes when you're
Yeah.
ready.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
great, Jason. Thanks. Love you
Okay,
too.
guys. You okay? Take care. All right, Oz Fox. There he was. It was very nice of Oz to stop by, and it's touching. But I'm really glad that Oz did that because I want you to see that Oz is strong and that Oz is in a good spirits. And I don't know how I would handle this. I don't know how anyone would handle it. But Oz, he's a positive a role model, and so as I said, this is somebody who's close to me in real life. There's showbiz life, and there's this show, and then there's people who would be there for you at 4 in the morning or whatever, no matter what the situation is. And as I said, regardless of how you feel about religion or anything, good people are good people. So anyway, that's Oz, and please buy the shirt. That's it's not. We joke around a lot. We joke around about let's have Matt's CD go triple platinum, but for tonight, it's all about helping out Oz. Oz wouldn't go on here and tell you this. I'm the one who asked him. He didn't say, I want to come sell shirts. I got the screen up right now. You can donate any amount you want. The shirts are $30. But if you want to give a little bit more, you could. And everything other than the cost of the shirt goes right to Oz's medical expenses. And he's going to need that. And it's a little bit extra. It's $3 extra if you are 5X. Only 250 though if you're double X. So if you want to start dieting, you can do that. Anyway, as I said, go ahead and get one of these shirts and do yourself do a good thing for the day. And again, anyone who super chats me today, I'll use to buy shirts to give to people maybe who couldn't get one or couldn't afford it. Anyway, as I said, from heaven to hell, Wednesday 13 is back. Wednesday, how about that?
Wow, man, that guy is. I don't even know how you would even be in that frame of mind knowing you're about to do that in the morning. That's insane. He just like, oh yeah, what's up? Just want to check in. It's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
I'm terrified to go to the dentist, and this guy's gonna get like that's crazy, man. He's in good spirits. I that's great that he's got that mindset for that. Like, and then he's gonna play guitar. Like you probably saw me in the. I was shaking my head. Like he's gonna play guitar.
I saw your face, and
I
because
was
it
just
is,
like, I mean, I wasn't like, I was just like, oh, I can't imagine. I'm such a crazy person. I would be like, my head's open. Like, what is going on? I couldn't. I've watched too many movies.
yes, well, I thought that too. The movies
That's
that we
exactly. I've
watch.
watched too many movies, and I can't think of it that way. But he has got the greatest mindset, and that's cool, man. I wish him all the best, and You know, when people say send thoughts and prayers and stuff like that, they think that stuff doesn't mean anything, but it does. It does. You don't have to be
It,
religious or
right.
anything like that to send someone a good vibe. You know.
Good vibe, good energy, and it's important to Oz. I've said before, I've had the guys on for Stryper. They've all been on the show, and never once would I bait them about being religious. You know that they're Christian when you interview them. They're not looking to preach, but some people want to be so angry and fight. Oz is, like I said, is a good person regardless of any religion. Sean Clark just got his T-shirt as well, and saying "Get well." To Oz,
So is Alice Cooper. He's pretty well known as being a pretty straight up Christian, and I never even think about that when I've been around him. And I've been around him a lot, like it's just I don't think about them that way anymore either. I did when I was in ninth grade,
mhm.
but it's just that people still think it's unfortunate people think of them as the Christian band like that.
Oh yeah, I agree. And but I've had so many friends who weren't Christian who love Stryper. They're obsessed with Stryper. They'll listen to Stryper and King Diamond. And
Yeah.
Angie just picked up a shirt as well. A lot of people um, enjoying, saying positive things. And again, this is bigger than religion. It's bigger than anything. It's human compassion. And for once, we all are in agreement in the chat that everyone would like to see him. I told you my personal stories because they're from my heart. Oh, look at this, JC. It's a great art. Could it be? You think?
Who?
It's JC. It can't be.
John Cougar?
Oh, maybe. I thought it was. I thought it was the world's most famous Jew, but apparently I'm wrong.
Oh, that JC.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I immediately go to Mellencamp when I hear JC, but that's
Mhm.
just me.
Um,
Guy, I mean, like I said, after Oz, I can't even. I'm not even feel stupid enough to do the rest of these special guests I had waiting to sell these shirts. So I might as well let's just do the whole thing with this. This is the main event, everybody.
mhm. Go ahead.
Yeah. How do you make all these guys talk? Listen up, fool. You need to buy that T-shirt. You hear? I'm Gene Simmons, and if you don't buy this shirt, if you do buy this shirt, $3 of it will be going to Kiss Online. Jason didn't tell you that.
This is Gene Simmons of
This is
Kiss.
Gene. This is Gene Simmons of Kiss, and this is a $6 million man.
Who you're going to see next weekend?
We're gonna see him next weekend. He kind of
Mhm.
talks like I can't do a $6 million man. He's just imagine him making that noise. There you go.
Well, that was
That's
an
all.
all-star,
There
and
you go. That's all I got.
it's
So
all
yeah.
for Oz.
Get a shirt for Oz Fox.
Yes, it's all for Oz, and I'm sure he would appreciate that we had some good times. And who is your best friend in life? Exclude Michelle. I feel like this is taking away from the moment. Who my best friend besides Michelle? Wednesday 13. I mean, or Sean Clark, or both of them because they're here. Uh, but I think that the kids too much talk about their best friends. Oh, that's my best friend. Oh, that's my best friend. And then they
Mhm.
sleep with their friends. They cheat. They fight. They're jerks. They try to put out your records under another name. People. There's a lot of people out there. They say they're your friend. Next thing you know, they steal your trademark. So I'm very careful about who I'm friends with. Michelle and I do often talk about who I would consider real friends in my life. And I will tell you that the people who appear on this show are definitely friends. Johnny Monaco. Johnny's nuts. We all know that. But if your cat was in the tree, Johnny's the first guy to go, oh, I'm going to get a ladder and get up. And he's allergic to cats. But that's the kind of guy he is. He'd be there at 4 a.m. for you.
We have yet to do a show with Johnny. I have yet to talk to Johnny.
You were building up the mystique.
Yeah, I need to put an order in for a custom Frank Drebin luggage, like a suitcase. I need some cool luggage.
You would be the star of the airport. But
I'm
that'll
telling you.
happen. And then Matt Thorne. I think when the Stephen Pearcy band is over, who will I still talk to? Well, of course, Matt Thorne, Bloss. Bloss and I don't go out and bowl because he's married with kids. We live different lives. But and then newer people in my life, Sean and Wednesday. It's rare because I think we're a little bit of cast, the three of us, and I think we're all kind of hate a lot of people, but yet we there's a community in this, and I think we enjoy that. And wait till you see us all at the gas station in Texas. Let's see. People, I don't want to get into too many religious discussions. Does Jason believe in JC? I hope he's not a heathen. Well, first of all, I'm in the bloodline of Jesus. I'm the only person I think that's here right now. Look, half the bloodline. But of course, I believe in Jesus because Jesus was a scientifically proven person. And I'm going to, and I'll leave it at that, other than the issue that I have with religion is sometimes using a message of Jesus, a peaceful message, to use it for what they want. Other people use it as an excuse, or they rewrite what was known. I'm a fan of what's called scientific Jesus. You can look it up. There are things that are proven, and but this is not the time nor place because I support Oz in what he's going through and what he believes in. That to me is bigger than anything else right now.
Agreed.
So some of these questions, I nowadays, if I don't know, I don't. Sean Clark says he wants to mix it up. I'm a hardcore atheist, but I love Stryper. I also love Ghost, but don't believe in the devil either. Hell, I love Christmas music too. If the music's good, it's good no matter what your superstition is. And I think that's fair. I think everyone can do what you like. As I wasn't the biggest Stryper fan when I was young. I've seen them now 100 times. You know, we play shows with them. And I love it. It's always a good time, and it's always fun. And there's so much worse things you can have than a positive message. All right, let's see. We've got a lot of busy stuff coming up. We're going to go to the Hollywood show. I don't know how we're going to keep up. I'm going to have to start saving money.
There's a lot of people there. It's I mean, yeah, it's a big. I got to start thinking about it too. Like I was like, because you got Lee Majors. You basically got the $6 Million Man. You got the Fall Guy, and he's there with the Bionic Woman, which I don't really necessarily need her because he's sort of my, she wasn't on my list, but
he's the Fall Guy too.
He's the Fall Guy, so he wins. So you got that, but then you got what's happening. I have to get an autograph from Raj and Dwayne, and then there's JJ from Good Times. There's another ledge. That's like, I feel like if I don't do that, I'll regret it one day when you wake up and hear that JJ Evans is no longer with us, and you'll be like, oh man, you'd be like exact opposite of Dynamite.
I want to do the photo op with the Good Times, the 3 Good Times, which is JJ Walker, Bernadette Stanis, and Ralph Carter. I want that. I sort of want the photo with the 4 Mr. Belvedere people, which is totally crazy. When are you going to see the cast of Mr. Belvedere again? I know the person.
It's not soon enough.
I know the person who represents them, and Sean knows the person who represents them as well. And you've heard a story about the person that I'm not going to tell, but but maybe he can hook us up a little bit. I think he will, because there's so many things. I have a photo with Lee Majors and Lindsay Wagner already, so I don't need that. But I'm basically celebrating African American history with Good Times and what's happening. No Roger, no rerun, no rent.
I wonder if Lee Majors for a photo op would take a picture, say, "Hey, will you grab me and throw me, and then like have you do the slow motion setting, and then we'll go back and add that sound in." So instead, like imagine that photo op where you go to get a picture and then he just throws you.
He's pretty cool. He might.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because it would be, you could really do that with the slow motion thing on the phone. Like just have it ready to go and go, all right, 1, 2, and then have it ready to rock, and then That could be pretty amazing.
I don't like being the adult here, but anyone like spamming the chat, I'm going to put them in timeout. I hate it. Just everybody be cool. We're having a nice time. But if you spam the chat, I gotta delete it for the people watching. But yes, I agree. I think Heather Thomas is going to be there. I think they haven't announced her yet, but I think that she will be there. And then the Lost
Ooh.
Boys reunion is kind of interesting to me. There is a Frog Brothers Funko Pop. And as Sean will tell you, though, Corey Feldman will charge you extra money if you can't write your name on it. He's a character. But Jake is buddies with him, and he'll be there too. It is going to be a who's who. We're going to be meeting and greeting throughout the day. And is Wednesday going to see the new Fall Guy movie? After seeing Roadhouse, I think he's done.
Ain't no way I want to. No.
I heard they're making a sequel to that Roadhouse movie. I read that. Can you believe it? How's that possible? It's ridiculous.
No thanks.
And I'm not doing the Fall Guy movie either.
No,
Lee Majors is the Fall Guy. That's it.
Yeah, it's just no.
Jake Gyllenhaal is Ken or whatever now in that Barbie movie. It sucked. I tried to watch the Barbie movie. I made it like 3/4 through, and it's not that the politicalness or any. I don't care about any of that. It just wasn't entertaining me, and I don't know. I think I would rather bang Heather Leather than Margot Robbie in that particular movie. Now, if she was Harley Quinn, then it'd be different. But no, not in this one.
Wasn't she the I, Tonya movie? Wasn't that the same girl?
No, yes, that's her. She's a good actress, and she is hot. I mean, but no, Ryan Gosling is the star of The Fall Guy.
Yes,
and he's Ken. Jake is in The Fall Guy. I get my bad.
In Roadhouse, Jake Gyllenhaal's Roadhouse. He's unfortunately. I don't dislike that guy. I just don't know. There's certain things that doesn't need to be remade. And Roadhouse is one of those movies. I mean, it's probably up there with like Wizard of Oz, Gone with the Wind, 48 Hours.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those.
Let's get
Hollywood
serious.
Blockbusters.
Let's get serious Wednesday.
Yes.
FMK, Heather Thomas, Lindsay Wagner, Farrah Fawcett. And I think Lee Majors probably stooped them all. We're going to go by in their prime. We have to because Farrah Fawcett has passed.
She is true. It's true. She is. The faucet has been turned off on Farrah.
Mm-hmm. It's spelled like that too in this.
I know. Can you imagine someone saying that like if you were a newscaster? That would be a bad taste.
Yes. All right. I think this is pretty easy, and I think you and I are going to say the same thing. I think we're both going to get rid of Lindsay Wagner.
Get her out of there. She ain't Bionic Woman to me. She's just.
Yeah, she's a nice lady, but not for me.
It's not. Doesn't do anything. She's just like the teacher you don't want that you don't like. You don't want to keep after school.
Farrah Fawcett seemed to be nuts.
Yeah.
So I think you give it to her, but I don't think you want to stay around forever.
You find out if that last name is plays up in the bedroom, if you know what I mean.
And then Heather Thomas, I think, is married material.
Yeah, definitely.
One of these conventions posted a picture of Heather Thomas, and her shirt was up a little bit, and her stomach was like, looked like looks like she had some kids and this and that, and maybe a belly surgery or two. But I felt bad that they published the photo, but I've never been able to get the image out of my head, and I've only pleasured myself to it once.
Well, an A for effort. Is that what it is? Is that the rating? I'm not sure.
Joey's forehead, the Joey from Full House, I think, right? She's talking about John Stamos. She asked if we like men, right? So the other day when I had Heather Leather on the show, I said I would play the game with her if it comes up, and if it's men, I'll answer too, to the best I can. And I said, To the best of my knowledge, I'm a straight man.
Hmm.
And so far so good. But I don't like to rule anything out. But I think I'm going to ride the straight thing out. But anyway, it came up, and it was Kelly Nichols, Warren DeMartini, and Blas Elias. And I said, well, it's easy. I'm going to marry Blas Elias. He's a hunk. He was the hunk of the month. I'm going to get rid of Warren DeMartini, even though he has the Mars chocolate money. And then I would F Kelly Nichols because he was cool back in the day. Now, listen, I'm
And
not
he
scared.
has cigarettes, and he'll probably give you a cigarette when you're done.
He smokes a lot. You're not kidding.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But the point is, you're not going to shock us. You get what I mean. Sean said he met Heather recently, hardcore chain smoker. That could be tough. She could give us a cigarette, though. Sean, do you think differently of that? Would you place them in a different order? If you would, speak now. Oh, here's a good one. While Sean reflects, Tawny Katane, Bobby Brown, Pamela Anderson.
Oh,
Bobby Brown has found the Lord.
she has. I was watching those housewives or ex-wives rock stars, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and I got recommended a bunch of Bobby Brown stuff, and I found out she's all religious now. I don't buy it. For how long, Bobby? For how long?
Yeah, and she's not singing My Prerogative anymore.
Exactly. I didn't even recognize him.
There's somebody in our chat who I think has been with Bobby Brown. How about that?
Huh.
I'm not going to name names, but I believe somebody in this chat knows. Anyway, I've spent time with Bobby Brown. I used to hire her to host things. I'm a fame whore.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Brown is the least famous. I was never a giant Tawny Katane fan like everybody else is.
Right.
But, this is tough. Because you got to marry one of these broads. I mean, women.
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson's got to be nuts. And she had the Hep C, I believe, allegedly.
And she's not wearing makeup anymore. So she's already given up on makeup. And not that that's a bad thing, but hey, what do what about us?
What are you going to do? You got to.
Oh, that was terrible.
I got to put Drizzler in timeout. Okay. Oh, wait. Sean's on it. Sean's already got it. Here we go. He speaks for all of us. F Bobby, get rid of Tawny, marry Pam. That was my first.
Yeah, I think you're right, Sean.
He might be right. He might be right.
Bobby's probably.
I wasn't a big Tawny guy. I don't know. Bachelor party. I mean, but yeah. All right. Well,
I just don't like her. I don't like her disrespect for motor vehicles, just dancing around them. That's just uncalled for.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Could you imagine the damage to the?
I tell you, that's just a turnoff right there. I just get her out of there.
No respect. Yeah.
No respect, I tell you.
He was talking about Oz was talking about how he's in Westwood, and I was going to say that's where Marilyn Monroe is buried. But I didn't want to bring up graves and things when he's about to go through a procedure. But that is where Rodney Dangerfield is buried as well. And I think it says "There goes the neighborhood" or something on the grave.
I watched some Rodney Dangerfield stand up today. It was pretty amazing. It was like 10 minutes of fat jokes. It was great.
Well, there is a 5X Oz Fox T-shirt for anybody who hasn't got one.
Yeah.
I really do hope we sold 100. I think we did. I got a few of these super chats. I'm going to thank everybody because I'm going to use that money for shirts. And we'll thank Scott. We're going to thank Mike. We're going to thank Rebel from the Waist Down. And we're going to thank AZ. They were the super chatters, and I appreciate them. We could do this all night. At some point, we got to get out of here. All right. Ellie Mae Clampett.
Yes.
I just wanted to say that. Marilyn and Ellie Mae Clampett, also very big with the Lord. Marilyn Munster, Pat Priest, and Jeannie Barbara Eden, who we will be seeing this weekend also.
Yes. Oh man. Uh, didn't I tell you you sent me a picture of the dude from Hunter, and I said he looked like Jed Clampett.
Mhm. He
He
did go.
does. He went up. He went that
Sean, can
way.
you answer this one for us?
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, I think I want to have relations with Ellie Mae because she just seems like she'd be fun, and she
You're
wears a
right.
rope. She wears a rope for a belt, and there you go. You can get
No,
kinky
you're
with it.
right. You're right.
Yeah,
And then I think you have to marry Jeannie.
yeah. Marry Jeannie, and then get rid of Marilyn Munster because she was kind of. I mean, she's
Yeah.
probably used to people being weird, but she just ain't that interested in it. She's so yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Larry says just a little fat. He means fact, I believe. You guys might not know. Elvis took Ellie Mae Clampett's virginity. She was in love with him, told her he loved her, stole her virginity, and then he left her. I'm not sure he
What?
stole it, but I think I
That's
have her. I think it's in her book. Yeah.
He's a.
Uh,
So you're telling me that Elvis Presley is a thief?
well, he stole his music from the black man, obviously,
That is crazy.
or so they
Stealing.
say. Okay, some of these are dumb, and then questions like this. This is we should ask this when Heather's on. Bush, no Bush. I've never voted for a Bush. I'll tell you that much. Never in my life. Or a landing strip.
I drove my bike through a bush one day. I was trying to see how long I could ride my bike with my eyes closed, and
Mhm.
I hit a bush one time. That's the end of the
They-
story, but I did it.
Russell, thank you so much for the super chat. And as I said, I'm going to buy some of these shirts, and um, as soon as we get off, I'm going to start. I'm going to pick them up because I think it's a great thing. Here is Sean, who agreed with us 100%. That's why the three of us have a lot in common. We
Yeah,
know who to F and who to marry and who maybe to get rid of.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Some of the stuff is just not. Listen. Let's remember that we the purpose of the show today was a telethon to sell T-shirts for Oz Fox, who you saw is in great shape. I just saw him at the M3 Festival a few weeks ago. He just played, and he'll go through this surgery, and they'll open his skull. He's got a door in there already. He said with screws, and then they will. He'll play some guitar. It sounds.
That
It
blows my
sounds like you're
mind.
making this up.
That does. I can't. I would. No way. Like I said, I'm terrified to go to the dentist. It's like no.
Oh, I'm scared to go get blood, anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy's gonna be jamming while they open his skull. Anyway,
And he's at the mall buying socks right now. It's just
and
like the
then going
least
to
of his
see some
worries.
lounge musician.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be like, I don't know. I'm morbid. I would write a bunch of weird stuff.
He can only hear in one of his ears, which is why he was turning to face the camera. And when I speak to him in person, I know to talk to him. He wears a monitor on
But
stage in the one ear, so he
but
can
the way
hear.
he was explaining it, he was like, "Yeah, so I'm gonna play guitar, and they're gonna be like tweaking it, like, oh, you went too like, what kind of RoboCop type stuff is this?"
I was
'Cause
going
that's
to
where my
ask him.
brain. That's where my brain goes. I mean,
I was going to ask him, is there a back line? Does he play electric, acoustic? Do they have to send a rider? I mean, I was going to ask.
he was like, "Yeah, well, I decided I'd play another song this time that everybody knew." I'm like, "You're thinking about the song you're gonna play?"
And the crew, he wants to entertain the doc. Although they have Sean is not scared of any subject. He said, "I like some grass on the field when I'm playing." And you know what, Sean? I think I'm with you. Maybe we're all showing our. Wednesday hasn't spoke up, but maybe we're showing our age.
I'm sorry. When
We
you said grass, I was thinking about the other type of grass that's
Yes.
popular here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, but these days you don't see it very much anymore. It's frowned upon nowadays. It's frowned upon. But I'd like to relive the old days. Maybe not like a giant bush that would knock your Aunt Connie's socks off, but maybe a 5 o'clock shadow. You got to mix it up, right?
So you're saying no treasure troll or treasure troll?
I'm saying thank you, Angie, for the super chat that we'll put towards a good cause. And Angie, your thoughts on landing strip? No. This is Ludwig's House of Violin. I've never seen Ludwig's House of Violin before, but he's got a cool thing there. And
here's something, since Sean brought it up, talking about grass on the field. Grass on the field is okay if you can see it, if you're in a well lit area.
Right.
What if there's grass on the field and you're in the dark? It can get weird because it may feel like it's a little bit longer than what it is. Your mind starts deceiving you a little bit. This is where the grass on the could get a little weird. That's where I'm just like, you
could take a wrong. You could take a wrong turn too.
Yes, and then you've got, I can't.
All right, let's get serious. Let's get serious. We enough clowning around. FMK, Alyssa Milano, Tracy Gold, or Danica McKellar. Now this is serious.
Which one is Danica McKellar? I know the rest.
The Wonder Years.
Who
Winnie on the Wonder Years.
Oh, Winnie Cooper. Okay.
She's still hot.
Yeah, okay, I know who I'm going. Who's getting out of there first? Tracy Gold can get the.
She had an eating disorder, but
whatever.
Tracy Gold was on Growing Pains, right?
Yeah.
Her sister Missy Gold was on Benson, our favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I did not like her. I could have done without her. Every episode that was based around her on Growing Pains, I'm just like. I loved it when Mike Seaver was mean to her. I liked everything was bad to her. I remember when Chandler, Matthew Perry, had a guest appearance on Growing Pains, and he was an alcoholic, and he died, and she cried. And I laughed because I hated her so much. So get her out of there.
Yeah, she's gone. But now here's where it gets controversial. A lot of people are saying that Milano's a nutcase. I've heard that too. So what you do is you just give it to her, like the old Teen Steam days when she had the phone line and the exercise tape. You give it to Alyssa Milano to say you did it and have some fun. And she's got a big rack. But then you have you marry this Danica McKellar. She's on the Hallmark Christmas movies all the time now, and she's a fox, as the kids say. That's a modern term. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, but I'm kind of like I kind of would want to have relations with Winnie Cooper because she's hot.
But you can, if you marry her, you're going to get relations.
But Alyssa Milano, because I'm such a fan of Commando, I would just make her wear that outfit from Commando.
Take her to the mall.
Recreate scenes from Commando all day. Like I'd come home with a log on my shoulder and be like, "Honey, Jenny," and she'd be like, "Oh, Daddy," because even in that movie, she's playing a much younger part than she should. She's like 15, but acting like she's 8.
Right.
So that's what I'm thinking. Could be marriage material
here.
She'll
definitely call you Daddy. Sean agrees with me. No Tracy, F Milano, and M the other.
Yeah.
Poor Danica is the other. All right. I'm glad that we're having such a serious conversation. This is a good question.
Tracy Gold.
This is a good question. I think it's okay. Wednesday, Cinderella would like to know, not the band, is it acceptable to give you a quick hug at a meet and greet?
I'll take a hug.
I think it's all right. I mean,
it's good.
She's hot too.
I always give hugs. I try to give hugs. That's not uncalled for. I don't usually give out kisses, like full on French kisses, unless I'm in France. Then I make an exception. It's true.
All right, real quick. In 6 minutes, my connection dies. It happens every show at 2 hours. Lita Ford, Joan Jett, or Cherie Curry? This is tough.
Oh, man.
It's got to be back then.
I'm not even, I'm just not really into. I keep seeing Cherie Curry with no mouth.
Oh, that freaked me out. We talked about it on the show.
And Joan Jett.
We need Sean to handle this one.
Joan Jett's she's kind of, I don't know.
I want to give it to her. I do.
I'd probably say Lita Ford because I see some of those old photos of her in the Runaways, and she just looks like she'd be.
When she had those shorts on and that big ass, those satin shorts.
That's what I'm talking about. But then I kind of just want to do all three with her and just maybe forget about those other two ladies. That's what I'm
I
saying. Let's
gotta,
change the
I
game.
gotta, I gotta give it to Joan Jett because she doesn't want it. And not that I shouldn't say it like that, but she's interested in other things. What an experiment would be. Maybe I could be the one to change her mind and show her the things that Kenny Laguna couldn't show her. That's an inside reference. And then, so I'm giving it to her. And Cherie Curry was beautiful when she was young, and she's beautiful now too. But I'd rather say I took Lita Ford from behind in those satin shorts. I guess,
Yeah.
but the marriage didn't work out with Jim Gillette. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Do you
I just
think
don't know why.
Blabbermouth? Do you think Blabbermouth is going to write an article about this episode and talk about Oz, and then say, and when they weren't talking about praying and surgery, they talked about Bush and Wednesday
I hope
13th said.
I hope so, because this is a serious topic. I mean, like I said, in the dark bush can get serious because I've had this happen before. I went in and I'm like, oh, whoa, there's something and it freaked me out. And I'm like, do I carry on with this? And I did, but I thought about it.
Wow.
I just
So
had
you were lost.
it was like that CCR song, better go. Was it In the Jungle? What's the jungle song they got?
Yeah, a run through the jungle.
Right, it was just like I heard that song. And I was like, I'm
You
going
thought you
in.
were numb. Yeah, you thought you were numb.
I had a flashback. I had to do it. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't enjoy it, but I did it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you had a job to do and you did it. Uh, Lisa points out she liked when she was dating Boner. He was cute. Boner is Walter
Boners to
Koenig's.
bone. Oh
Yeah,
yes,
he was Walter Koenig's kid. He passed,
he
sadly.
did. He
I think
did.
he was troubled.
What a great character name. Probably the most outrageous name to ever really get as like Boner Stabone. That's
You couldn't do. I don't think you could do that now.
no, you couldn't. It's amazing times we lived in.
Yeah, Stevie left. All of a sudden, we had some stuff, and he had to go. I can't believe how Christina Applegate looks truly tragic. Well, she has MS, and I think she looks great for what she's dealing with. Not easy. A huge fan. When Heather Leather was
I
on,
thought Christina Applegate got hotter as she got older. Like I prefer her in Anchorman over Kelly Bundy any day. Like I think she's
Dead. I liked her in that Dead to Me. No, she's on Netflix, which is a great show if you haven't watched it.
I
No,
have
I still like her. I'd bang the MS right out of her. I mean, I think. But no,
yes.
and she's great. And when Heather Leather was here, everyone said she looked like Kelly Bundy.
A little
And
bit. I can see that.
yeah, it was a tribute to that. Let's see. All right. Listen, I think we're going to wrap it up in just a minute. I think we've had an interesting show. It's, in 3 minutes, my connection will be gone. We had fun. I want you to go to officialwednesday13.com, check out his tour dates, and buy some meet and greets. Make sure you go meet him. Hugs are okay, and
Yes.
he and it helps support these things. It's hard to tour these days. It ain't easy. And then he's playing with all these other bands. The only thing that makes it easy for me Wednesday is when you're done, so am I. Another one of these shows.
Yeah, I mean it's a cool slot for us. I mean these shows are going to be packed. I mean it's all these bands draw on their own, so it's like it's going to be packed. And yeah, I'll be done early enough to probably catch all my TV shows, Family Feud, and do all my stuff. It'll be a cool, fun
I will
end
be
end of
there.
summer tour.
I'll be there opening night. Opening night is Las Vegas, Nevada. I will be there. And as soon as Wednesday's finished, I will be meeting and greeting all of his fans in the lobby on my way out. So
Yeah.
call me old fashioned. Okay. Love you guys. Hope to meet me too. Well, I'm sure it will happen. If you live in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area, I'll be there this weekend. Then I'm going to be in Florida. Then I'm going to be out in California with Sean on Wednesday. And then we're all going to be at a gas station that's now a barbecue. And we're going to stay there, which is great. Sean's still watching. We got to figure that out. Let's do it. And we'll have a good old time. and all those things. Wednesday needs to be the headliner. I agree, but sometimes the headliner goes on so damn late, you can't have and we're at the point now where, as I said, Wednesday's only going to get bigger. This is the year of Wednesday. You're going to see a lot
Yeah,
of new
and next
things.
year I'll have a new record out, and it's going to be good. I'm excited. I got to jam on some new music today with the guys, and it was really cool. I was smiling for a couple hours afterwards because I was like, anybody that's ever wrote a song and you've had it in your head for like weeks and weeks, and you're just like, I just want to play this in a room and just hear what it sounds like, and finally to get it out of my head and go, whoa, that does sound how I wanted it to. So it
Yeah,
was a good day.
there's still a lot of good questions coming in. You can ask them next Wednesday, and Wednesday and I will be there to answer them. But hold on. Bob said he wanted to thank Colonel Austin because he got the Oz shirt was acquired, and so wishing Oz well.
Somebody asked if I had all the Kiss dolls. I have Paul and Gene. I need the other two. So if you want to bring me some toys, I
Mhm.
accept Kiss dolls, even if they're missing some clothing or like a shoe or a mess. Like, this Gene isn't in the greatest shape, but
More fun
he's
to
there.
play with.
He's good though.
Yeah, this is Gene Simmons of Kiss.
This is Gene Simmons. I was in Runaway with Tom Selleck. You know him as Magnum PI.
If you go to the Kiss Museum, which is located in Las Vegas, you could see my runaway props for just $10. This is Gene Simmons of Kiss.
Yes, and if you notice the "Wanted Dead or Alive" sign, that was actually a movie that I was in with Rutger Hauer, where I played an Arab uh, terrorist.
Hold on, we can't log off because Sean answered an FMK and I didn't see it. I actually thought he left, so hold on. I can't end the show without seeing it. And Wednesday, if you want, me and Sean are going to go see uh, those locations. Oh, hold on. He was actually putting one out there, and it's a tough
Oh,
one.
I think we did this one before, but let's do it again.
I don't think Jerry was in it last time.
We had Joe and Tootie, I
Are
believe.
you gonna?
So there's Natalie. Okay, so Natalie's the bigger girl, and then there's
Natalie's a
Joe.
little heavier
And who
set.
is
Joe Polnicek is the hot one, and Jerry is the one who has muscular dystrophy, and she's a stand-up comic.
Oh man, he threw a curveball in there.
Mm-hmm.
A literal curveball.
This is a tough one.
You know what? I'm just gonna have to get rid of that one right away because she's just gonna
You
it's
could
gonna
have,
mess up.
you could have handled it with a little more finesse, but
I mean, it's just gonna mess up the party. Just get it out. Get it.
I'm going to
Get
give
it
it to Natalie. And I'm going to marry Joe Polnicek because Natalie will eat me out of house and home, and Joe could beat up some people if they pick on me. And I'm going to have to say goodbye to the comedian. I don't need anyone funnier than me in the house.
Yeah, just think about like Joe as you get older. She may get more tomboyish as you get older, and then it's just then what are you gonna do? What's gonna happen?
She was in a movie with Michael J. Fox, I remember, like about summer camp or something. They were counselors.
It's just true.
Um, anyway, well, I'm glad that we addressed that. God forbid.
Man, my FMK tonight is horrible. I said some horrible things. I've done some horrible stuff tonight.
Not as bad as Sean, who said he's going to F the muscular dystrophy. He's going to F the Jerry Lewis telethon out of her, and he's going to marry Joe and no Natalie. Yeah, you could say. I listen. I've seen Mrs. Sean, and she's very thin, and so I think that he is not going for Natalie, but I think at the same time, we've learned that he's a fan of muscular dystrophy. So there's tomorrow. I like that he played along, though. You know what? It's a good thing. People are asking so many of these. it's some of these are just too much, and I don't even know who Brody Dahl is. Oh yeah, I do. She's a punk rock.
Yeah, that's not fun.
No, but I know who she is. Yeah, it's we gotta. Yeah, and
Yeah,
this
that's
one, I
not
don't even
fun.
gonna ask for it. All right, listen, we'll see you again next week. I don't know what my schedule is. Probably do a show on Monday. Actually, Sean Clark, I'll be seeing. I think Sunday. I think maybe that's next week. Maybe it's next week. We'll be back soon. Just watch and subscribe. Follow my Instagram. I need it. You can follow Wednesday too, but he's got 20 million people. I have like
20,
8.
yes. Just 20. That's it. No more. Stopped at 20.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, and the whole point of this show was that we're raising money today. We're selling shirts and blah blah blah. All right. And yeah, hit the like button. That's easy and that's free. Do you think this episode will be demonetized? I think it will.
It's possible.
I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna appeal like I always do.
I don't know.
And
Let's talk about what we shouldn't have talked about.
yeah, let me spell it out.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the meeting when I have to go in with the people at YouTube and they go, okay, so Mr. Green, we have a list of things that we found that may be offensive. Did you say that you're going to give it to the one with muscular dystrophy? No, sir. I said I would kill that one. I said I'd give it to the fat one. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did your friend, Mr. 13, did he in fact say that he would have relations with Cindy from the Brady Bunch? Well, I mean, I don't think he meant, yeah, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think it's,
Yeah. People will just say stuff sometimes under the influence of madness. It'll happen. And I can't help sometimes what you say. Like, I said something one time to someone really mad in a text, and then it ended up in court. And I was about to go into the courtroom, and they have to give you, like, before you go into court, you have to exchange information of what you're about to present on the person. And the very first thing they were going to present to the judge was my text blown up, the words I used, because I wished a disease on somebody.
oh,
And
well,
they, yeah.
I
And
think I think the Rambo one was fine. I think
uh,
maybe asking Alyssa Milano to wear an outfit she wore when she was 12 and call him daddy.
I don't think Child Riot was bad.
Yeah. We're going to find out. I'll let you know in just a few short minutes. Anyway, we will do an update on Oz for sure. I'll stay in touch with his wife and find out how the surgery went, and I will make sure to oops.
I'm thinking about the Alyssa Milano photo op. Her as Jenny from Commando. She rides on your hip with the photo op.
Hmm.
That'd be great. You feed a
That's a
deer together, eat ice cream, and then she pushes it into your nose, and you're like,
That's for 90s Con. Sean will be
yeah.
at the Texas Frightmare weekend. I wanted to go. I can't be in 2 places at once. So if you're in Texas, go say hello to Sean. Tell him you saw him on this show. So he'll keep coming on. And if you see Wednesday walking around Burbank, let him have his
I
privacy.
do. I walk around Burbank all the time. I got my little walking strip. I do. So there's a big
I got off
statue in
the.
Burbank, and I haven't read who it is. He's somebody. It's a big statue guy. He's famous, and I call him Bob Burbank. I don't even know what his name is, and I go, "Oh, that's
Mhm.
the Bob Burbank statue," and it's just like it's become like people really believe. And I go, "Is that really Bob Burbank?" I go, "Yeah."
I do that all the time. I got off the plane in Burbank and I was supposed to meet Michelle on Valentine's Day. She was in school and you were out of town. So I said, I'll
Mhm.
just walk to this Walmart, which was like 100 miles. And I asked this cop, if I walk this way, will I make it? And he goes, oh, yeah, just keep going straight. And then he said, I said, it's safe, right? Because it was nighttime and I was pulling a suitcase. He goes, you're in Burbank. It's safe. And
Yeah.
so that made me feel good. Then I got mugged. No, I took a wrong turn and I walked past some kind of cemetery next to some train tracks. It was rough. Speaking of Burbank, Matt's CD is still available after you buy the
Yeah, it's
T-shirt.
I heard it's like moved up even more. It went past number one.
I'm not gonna lie. I had that little NFC thing, and I tried to open it, and I tossed it, and it landed in a box next to me full of like random stuff. But I still do have the mini Back the Funk Up CD. So
That's crazy. That was, I still hard to believe that's a real thing. It's cool, but I feel like
well, he'll be happy to put one out for you.
Ye-
So
yeah, again, I want to talk to him about recording some of my new record at his
we're,
studio. So
yeah, we're gonna set that up. We're gonna
well,
set that up.
I got it. I mean, he's got a #1 album. I need to use his studio. I need some of that magic thunder to roll off.
He also recorded American Hair Band by Tough, so you know he's good.
Yes, I'm familiar.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. These people have got enough free entertainment, so we'll see you
Enough's
again.
enough already.
Yes, so very well said, and we'll see you next time.
Just wanna waste some time with you.